And he's going to get this opening frame in the final underway. After that epic win against Judd Trump. What a great semi-final that was. Some of the shots that Ding Junhui pulled out at the end were quite remarkable. And no one thought this was going to be the final a couple of weeks ago, Ken. He's done remarkably well to get through to the final again this year.
Yeah. Oh. Well, hopefully this will be the start of what's to come. Great opening red from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Just cued it beautifully. Held for the black into the opposite corner. He may even have the lovely angle of just nudging one of those reds away. Yeah. Very nicely played. Yeah, I mean, I saw him. I was about to interview him before his match at the beginning of the week against Mark Allen, and he was so poorly, Ding, that he almost pulled out of the tournament. There's been a terrible bug going around, and he was the victim of it, and really felt bad, but played wonderfully well in that opening match, got a bit better, and just progressed and played great snooker all week. Culminating in that amazing match last night we did with Judd Trump.
Nine.
There's the total points scored in the tournament from both players, and that's a mistake, but maybe he's going to get away with it. No intention of cannoning into the reds there. Has left himself this tricky one along the cushion. Far from easy, this. Just a little bit of thread or something on the cloth there. No.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 14.
So as I mentioned, that unintentional cannon into the reds, preventing Ronnie from making a sizable break there after that terrific opening red. These are not easy. Wow, was there just enough room for this? Yeah, have a look at this. What's going over the other corner? That was the only red he could leave. But looking at it as a thin snick, the white will come back towards the yellow. Might be able to avoid the cannon on the yellow if he knocks it in. Could finish on the blue.
One.
Now the cannon on the blind will do nicely. So, second chance in this opening frame falls to Ronnie.
Yeah, good opening red. I'd be delighted at that little kiss on the brown just to hold the cue ball. Just over-screwed it slightly. Playing on this red to get back on the black.
4.
That's not a great shot. He really wanted a much better angle. He hasn't got it. And a bit of work to do with the cue ball here.
How does this red?
11.
I don't think it goes up past the pink and brown. So it's end of break. I'm just thinking, Ken, back in China, the amount of viewing figures they're going to get, because Ronnie is so popular in China. I mean, Ding is a national hero, but Ronnie is so well thought of there as well. It'll be amazing for the people back there to watch this final.
Yeah, I remember there was some figures banded around when he got to his first World Final thing. I think he lost to Selby, but there was something like 200 million people watching in China alone. So huge following. He's got a big following here in York as well. Always has done. And there's the wonderful Barbican Centre from the back of the hall. Packed to capacity. Another good opening red from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Ooh, could have done with a better kiss. He's okay. Brown, pink is available as well. Always a good sign when those are going in. He's going to take the green. He feels it's a better angle. A couple of reds just left of the pink could be his choice.
Full. Five.
Well, that would have felt really good. Just off straight red, but beautifully stunned through for the black.
Well, it's his third chance in this opening frame. Is he going to make this one pay?
12.
Might have to use the other red, yeah, to get through to the black.
13.
And it's stopped it somewhat in its tracks. It's now a thin snick. Far from easy, this one. And if he's going to hold the white, he's got to cannon the two reds there to stop the white from going back up the table. It's a wee bit unlucky the way he cannoned the two reds. He's very close to this one.
$21.
Yeah, it was difficult to control that because he was so close and he had to make sure he didn't play a push shot.
Well, it was a real test of cueing that black. It was probably the best shot he's played. Okay, could have done with
28.
cue ball going a little bit further, but he's okay. He's got a nice angle on the red. He can just drop the red in along this top cushion. No problem.
29.
And he's nicely on the black into the right centre. Good shot, but once again, not ideal.
36. $37.
What an advantage. He's had about 4 shots where he's been fully stretched. Well, just his toe on the floor, and that one played left-handed made it look very easy. He can get on this one that's near the pink spot without a problem. As long as he avoids the yellow, should be able to do that. He'll only need the one more red. And this looks perfect. Did well to avoid the yellow on the inside there as we look at it.
$43.
I know he's had a few chances, Dennis, but I tell you what, he looks very, very sharp indeed. He's potted some very tricky balls, and that's always a good sign. Okay, he might have missed the red earlier on in the frame, but other than that, he's potted some wonderful balls in this break alone, and that will give him a lot of confidence.
51.
Well, it looks difficult to table, but don't be surprised if he doesn't make a century break. You wouldn't put it past him. Because we know how good he is at developing
58.
the game, bringing reds into play.
59.
He's a bit straight on the blue, so he'll have to leave a medium length pot. Oh, got a slight angle, but not much of an angle, but he did well there.
64. $65.
And the pink will bring that red into play. In fact, he's dropped in behind it. So I said I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't make a century break. If this goes in, he's well on his way
71.
to doing that.
Yeah, and it didn't look on, did it? I mean, when he first came to the table, you thought, no way.
Now, what a shame. Another
on the first
fully
round.
stretched there for his shot. He needed.
Very, very quickly. Ding,
Ronnie O'Sullivan
1-0.
to break.
He wants to be in at these first 4 frames.
Back we go.
Yeah, couldn't agree more with Stephen there. Only some of the wonderful pots, all different types of pots in that little break. Long pots, even left-handed stretch shots. Looks very, very sharp. Ding will have picked up on that. He'll know what he's up against and what he'll have to do to counteract that. Very important that he starts fast as well. Comes back with something. He cannot be allowed to be bullied by his opponent here. That's more like it. That's the response you want. That's exactly what you want. Great opening red.
Just a little bit concerned when the black is respotted, but the other red you can see is available in the pack there. And one into the right corner. The black will still be available even if the spot's not there. It's got to go as near as possible to the spot. So the black will be available,
8.
but not the red.
Thanks, Dave. 9.
We can just flick the red slightly. It would help. He's got the angle to do that. And you see the red's not potable there. Yeah, well played. Still got one more red, the right of the pack that's available, so
16.
that opening
17.
long red has given him a chance. And we'll find out after this shot because it could open things a little bit more.
Yeah, blue. Straight into the pink with the cue ball. Lots of power. Doesn't want, as long as he doesn't lose the cue ball, needs to slow up, that's okay. That's fine.
22.
He's on a red into the right corner. He's hit the pink full on. Perfect. He's got the red in, down into this left corner with the rest, but he's also got a red into the right corner.
It's a little bit tight from that angle to get on the black, but he's got an angle on the one. He'd have to use the rest to get over and leave the black into the same pocket that he'd take the red. So if he plays to leave it into the right corner, it would be very awkward. And he's getting this one into the left corner, which will get him over behind the black. I think this is probably a better choice. He could go wrong if he tried to leave the black for the right corner. Might still try and hold it, you know. looking at that angle. He has now. He looks to have judged this very nicely. He only had
23.
fractions to spare there.
Yeah, I think he's good. As you said, it was a very small window. And he's just got it perfect. And he could just drop the black in and play for that red just to the left of the black. And this is where Ding comes to life himself. He's such
30.
a wonderful, as Ronnie said himself in the little pre-match interview, his cue ball is just exceptional.
31.
That's pretty good.
38.
He's a wonderful player to watch when he's break building. That's why he's made 640 centuries in his career.
$39.
And what a message he would be sending out to Ronnie O'Sullivan if he could win this
46.
frame at this visit.
Yeah, I think that's the important thing, Dennis. Apart from winning the frame, I think it's just the signals. Very important early on in a big final like this. That you stand up and you show exactly whatever you can do, I can do as well. Very important visit this so early in this match. He's got the reds perfect.
$47.
I just hope that both players play at the top of their form and we have a wonderful final, and the indication is that they're both queuing very well.
$54. $55.
Just a little bit
62.
shorter of pace. I want to be straight on this red and get back on the black. Played a delicate
63.
little cannon for the pink into the right centre. No, no, no. Oh,
Ding Junhui. 63.
As you mentioned, Ken, he didn't get on the red he intended, but it didn't expect him to miss this. He's thinking about the little cannon, took his eye off the pot. How costly could that prove to be?
1.
yeah, that pink and one more red would have been enough for Ding Junhui, and now he's got to sit
6.
and hope that Ronnie makes some sort of mistake The only
7.
trouble for Ronnie will be that red towards that left cushion.
$40. 50.
But this would be a big blow for Ding Junhui so early in this final. Should Ronnie go on and win this frame from this position, this would really hurt.
22. $23.
It's always a little risky to move a red when you're potting a red. He's got an angle to do that, but you're not
30.
guaranteed to get nicely on a colour, so he may leave that. No, he has tried to move it,
31.
and that's the only problem. He can lose position slightly. So it would have to be a blue and a back double on the red as he looks round at the scoreboard. He's still got a chance. He'll be playing the back double here. He'll finish on the black. So this double to keep
36.
this comeback in this frame going. And we've got the perfect picture as to see whether the double goes in. And it's right in the middle of the pocket. One more good shot needed. And it's there.
$44.
Problem may be blue to
46.
pink and then pink to black, but the pink is far enough away to take it on. That's why he's just having a quick look now. He wants to know exactly where he wants to leave the cue ball for the pink. Already thinking 4 shots ahead.
49. $53.
Perfect on the blue. This is the key shot. He's got to get nice angle and potting this blue. Get on the pink, and you can get on the black.
58.
Ah, great shot. And he's on the black. And what a clearance. And this will hurt Ding Junhui. Ding Junhui started off with 63. Missed an easy pink.
Major finals at the age of 48 is astonishing.
Yeah, 3 days before his 48th birthday. This would be a lovely early birthday present, wouldn't it? Out we go.
It's just wonderful listening to the two boys there. One dominating the 80s for 10 years, the other dominating the 90s for 10 years. What an achievement by both of them. Meanwhile, Ronnie didn't get close to that, so an early chance for Ding Junhui to put that last frame out of his mind, because that was a wonderful clearance from Ronnie. But that pink that Ding Junhui missed was a sitter, really.
One.
But he's always had a wonderful temperament, Ding Junhui, Ken.
Yeah, and I suppose, you know, to get a chance in the very next frame, that's exactly what you would need to eradicate those bad memories for the last frame. No better way than try and do it all again and win the frame from one visit. He has a chance here. I'd be very disappointed. And that pink, and it would have been a bit of a shock to the system. The red is available, black is available. He also has a red into the right centre that he can play. But that red is potable.
Nine.
Now can he play a little cannon onto the extreme red, or is he going to play for the loose red? A little cannon. Oh, there it is, perfect. Good shot, that. Now this could be a telling shot. He pots the
60.
red. Could disturb a few more reds. And he's going to run through, so he's hoping to get on the black. It could go wrong. Needs to slow up, needs a kiss on the
17.
black, or needs to miss it. That's okay. He'll be happy with that. A little bit of fortune, but well deserved. That was a wonderful shot.
Yeah, he made a little gesture there to Ronnie just to say sorry about that, but he deserved the run of the ball there. He's okay, but he didn't get the cannon that he intended there, so
24.
might just sharpen up his focus. He's still nicely on the red, but he'll have to head up for the blue, you would feel. Pink, I think, is available into the right corner, but he cannoned the wrong red there.
25.
Well, he's slightly the wrong side of the blue, but that's okay. There's a red available into the left corner. Just drop this in. Or can he knock another sizable break in here just to
30.
get that confidence back after missing that easy pink in the last?
This is a little bit of a tester, Dennis.
30.
Well played. That was a little tester. There was a bit of pressure on that. That'll make him feel a bit. Didn't go into the middle of the pocket, but that will make him feel better. Once again, he's got the reds. Absolutely perfect here. It's just a matter that close control we talked about that he's normally so good at. He made the perfect break in the last frame, right up until the last shot. It'd be ideal for Ding if the pink still pots.
37.
He could play for pink here, pink or black, but pink may still be available.
38.
No, that was a
Junhui.
lapse in concentration there.
38.
He had a choice of reds to play for, and he decided to just drop it in and didn't concentrate 100%. And this game, you've got to give even the easiest of shots your full 100% concentration. That's two bad misses, and that could be costly again.
One.
Especially when you've got an opponent knocking balls like that in. Not perfect. It's awkward.
8.
Screwed straight back into the res. Never touched the cushion there. And it's finished a little bit awkward. This will be some pot up into the corner and get on the black. Look at this, right in the middle of the pocket.
9.
Wonderful shot.
16.
It's amazing what can happen when you win a frame. You're not supposed to.
17.
Your opponent should win it. The effect it has on your opponent, and also the effect it has on your own game. The confidence it gives you. It's like a double whammy. And that's what it's affected Ding, missing that black. Ronnie looks full of confidence at the
24.
moment. Almost predator-like around the table.
25. $30. $31.
Two easy reds and two rather difficult reds left.
37.
The two difficult ones are not tight on the cushion.
38. $45. 46.
Needs a slight angle on this black. Yeah, he's got an angle to be able to power it in. And have a look at that for a shot. It's
53.
It's a tricky little cutback for the middle, though. When you're that close to it, it's a little awkward to judge it.
54.
Well, he's judging everything to perfection at the moment.
Bit of work to do with the cue ball here. Gotta force it in and get behind that red. Not ideal, so this is the key shot.
59.
This could be the frame winner. Could also be the frame loser if he misses. Oh. Too good. Too good, Dan.
I'll tell you what, Ken, he pots them right-handed, he pots them left-handed, and look at that shot with the rest. He keeps saying you never settle until you get your first frame on the
64.
board. And Ding Junhui had
66.
settled. He's just made two mistakes, and it's cost him dearly.
$69.
The way Ronnie's playing, Ding Junhui, he's going to have to try and win the frame at one visit.
73. $78.
71 break in frame one, 71 break in frame
84.
two. And now
91
this,
on the frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
he's going to take some stopping, is Ronnie O'Sullivan. It's a wonderful start, and he leads Ding Junhui by 3 frames.
Runner. Everybody knows how good a front runner this man can be.
Yeah, there's never been anyone like him. It just, when he's supposed to win a match easy, he does do.
Last before the interval.
Last frame before the mid-session interval. An important frame for Ding Junhui. Needs to somehow forget about what's gone. Start fresh. Try and get that first frame on the board. Can't do anything that he's missed. Can't forget about it. Every frame is different. That's the beauty of snooker. It's very difficult to do that. Well, that's what he has to do. Is Ronnie on this red enough? I'm not quite sure. Can't see it direct. He may have to bend it to pot it. Doesn't look like he's playing the pot.
Excellent shot. And that's what he's got to do. He's got to try and put Ronnie in all sorts of trouble. Try and force him into making a mistake, because Ronnie looks so focused. He's not going to give anything away. Even on the tactical side, he's going to be top class, you would think. Indicated by that delicate little escape there into the side of the reds. So Ding Junhui is going to have to put some telling safeties in here.
Thanks, Ding. Thank you.
Little tap on the table there from Ronnie, but can he see enough of this red? Yeah, but it's not a natural angle to play for the black, so he'd probably just play the safety, looking the way he's queuing at it. I say he won't take any undue risks on Ronnie. Won't take any liberties whatsoever.
Yeah, totally agree, Dennis. He has the utmost respect for his opponent. He knows what he's capable of. He has him where he wants him at the moment. Doesn't want to give him anything easy. Gotta build his confidence. That's a good shot. That might build your confidence. Once again, Ding Junhui in first. Great opening red.
I mean, he looks to be queuing beautifully well, does Ding Junhui. It's just a couple of little mistakes that's cost him.
He's looking to see, after potting this red, does he leave an angle on the blue once again to split the pack? There is one loose red at the bottom of the pack, but if he can get a nice angle on the blue, he's normally so aggressive and he's so good at that particular shot.
5.
So here we go. Full into the pink. Try and keep that cue ball in the middle of the table if possible. Oh, missed the pink. Didn't cue that very nicely. There was a bit of a rush into it and too much stun on it.
Isn't it funny the blue wasn't on its spot, which just made it a slightly more difficult angle. Still expected them to move them though.
Ding Junhui.
He may have gotten away with this. He's very fortunate indeed. Not only the red gone over the pocket, it looked like the white was going to drop in, but what a result he's had there. That's usually the case when you're playing well, you get the run of the ball. But that was extraordinary how that all went safe. Just have a look at this. It was a thin snick and he caught it too thick, but have a look at the outcome. This looks like it could be a more tactical frame. The 3 opening frames were just, 2 of them just over 11 minutes and the other just over 12 minutes. It's been fast and furious.
Big target behind green and brown here. It's just gone a little far. The red has come down and covered the black, so he won't be playing the pot here, you wouldn't expect.
Oh, that little flick on the yellows come to the rescue. He was leaving that red near the corner, but nice cannon on the yellow. Suppose he deserved that little bit of good fortune after Ronnie's escape up in this other corner. There's an escape back down the left side of the table, but he'd have to get it in behind the green and brown. He knows he's going to have to be very precise with this. He does swing the ball around the angles well. Always plays it with side. Not quite far enough, but it's a tough one that's Ding faces here, but he may, if he pots this, he may cannon the red that's to the right of the black. He's having a look at the angle. So really, you've got to just put everything into the pot and hope that that white Gets a nice cannon and leaves yourself on the colour. Much too thin, but at least he's got it safe.
Good line again from Ronnie O'Sullivan, hiding that cue ball behind green and brown when he has left another red down this right hand side for Ding Junhui, but once again a lot of danger added to this shot if he misses. Oh, it was close. He got very close. He needs a bit of luck. He's got it. Or has he? Is he on this red, Ronnie? He may be on this red. So there's no luck this time. Play for pink.
1.
Those long pots, Dennis, they become so much more difficult. You know, under the circumstances, the last couple of frames, the thing is lost.
And the fact that you've got the world number one coming behind you there, you know, if you don't knock it in every chance, you're going to leave a few. That adds so much pressure, knowing that Ronnie O'Sullivan is coming to the table if you miss.
8.
You try not to think about that, but it's easier said than done. You've got to play the table.
It's all part of the strategy and psychology of snooker. You know, when you sometimes leave little testers
50.
for players, particularly in the manner of when you've won frames, the way
60.
Ronnie has done the last couple. You don't mind leaving some long balls because you know he's going to be under that little bit more pressure.
Yeah, well, you're just talking about psychology. Yeah, a shot you've got to take on. If I get this, I'm in amongst them.
23.
Sometimes players think if I miss this, I'm leaving them on. That's how you approach it.
$24.
It's not ideal. He's got one red with a very acute angle into the left centre. I don't think he can pot the red that's closest to the left centres. So he's looking at this more acute angle. No, doesn't look like it. Oh, it was close. Has he left it? He has.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 31.
Not a chance for Ding Junhui.
One.
Ronnie just slapped his thigh when this red didn't go in as he walked away from the table, because I think he thought he may have got that. And this is a tricky blue. This is not easy. Well played. That wasn't easy. That'll make him feel a little better.
6.
Well, if you ever question Ding's temperament, you saw it in abundance there. That was a tough shot. Now, if ever he needed a 60 plus break, it was definitely here. A little bit edgy, that one. He's okay. Gone a bit too far with the cue ball.
40.
Bit of adrenaline, bit of nerves. Needs a bit of control. Those two reds in a line just below the pink are a plant. That's better.
15.
Really. He's got to avoid this red beneath the black.
Good to get this red out of the way because it helps to clear the path for the two that are near the pink together there.
23.
He can now play the white into the area that the red was in that he just potted and leave those two reds.
$29.
Might be worth looking at the scoreboard here, see if you can score enough without needing the red along the cushion. He's 9 in front. In fact, he's played for the difficult red, so getting it out of the way. But has he finished straight on this?
37.
Oh, he's got a slight angle. Well
38.
played. He's played a couple of pressure pots. The blue along the baulk cushion and then that red. And 3-1 at the mid-session interval. He'll be feeling okay about himself, Ken.
Yeah, I think so. Well,
45.
sort of starts his campaign in this final. 4-0, and you're fearing the worst.
46.
But just got to hold himself together. A few more pots. Another red and high value colour after this black. Oh, he's gone a little bit too far again. It's not 100%
50.
certain just yet. Still a bit of work to do. Oh, good pot.
50.
That's better. Much better. And he's nicely on the black as well. He's done well here, Dennis. Showed a lot of courage here. Fortitude.
And I think the Barberton crowd appreciate that. Badly
61.
needed the frame and he's taking it in style.
We saw Ronnie
62.
slap his lap when he missed that red into the middle. He knew it was an opportunity for 4-0 at the interval. But how brave Ding Junhui has been in this break. He's had a couple of difficult
69.
pots. But he's managed to hold himself together.
71.
And he's got his final up and running.
74.
Yeah, I mean, he's cueing beautifully, as I mentioned before. Just two little mistakes have cost him frames. It could have been 3-1 the other
78.
way, but this is just what he needed.
$83.
Nice full ball kiss on the pink. There you go. Now,
89.
has he got the pace? Left-handed. Oh, there we go. Calling all pockets.
Junhui 89 on the frame.
He made some.
Commentary
Thank you,
box
the
now
pink frame.
as we say hello to the 2008
Big
UK
Junhui
champ
to
Sean Murphy and the man who won it in '91, John Parrott.
Yeah, good afternoon, Hazel. Good afternoon, everybody. And fantastic opening session. Could have been any score, really, but I think Ding one or two surprising misses, but he's been punished severely. Ronnie looks in excellent form. This is what it's all about for him, Sean, isn't it? The final days.
Absolutely. What a career this man's had. Looking for a record extending 8th title today. He's well on his way. From my perspective, from what I saw in the first 4 frames, I think the score should be the other way around. Ding should have definitely won the 2nd and 3rd frames. 2 elementary misses from that man on your screen. I've seen the score 3-1. Excellent long pot, slightly under hit from O'Sullivan. He was looking to be on the black, into the same pocket. As we see the replay here, struck that beautifully.
Ronnie O'Sullivan won.
Very good steely determination about him this week, I think, Ding Junhui. Right from the opening match with Mark Allen, where he was certainly under the weather, but the clearances he made at the end of the frames to beat Mark were incredible. And of course he was behind Sir Mark Williams, had 2 brilliant final frames. And even yesterday in the match that needed, well, one of the players to grab it with Judd Trump, it was him who stepped up to the plate, so he's certainly been putting the effort in.
Mistake there from O'Sullivan, colliding into the green. He was trying to get the cue ball between yellow and green, but he's left this long red for Ding Junhui, and he can stun through for the black into the same pocket.
Yeah, all about cueing this nice and smoothly, isn't it? There's been the odd sort of glitch in Ding's cue action, but he seems to put an extra sort of stroke in, so.
One.
It didn't happen there, which was great. So his cue action has changed slightly, but that was beautifully delivered. There was no extra pause there.
Eight.
Black spot tied up, so being respotted on the highest available spot, which was the brown.
9.
That tells us that the pink spot's obviously not available as well, so when Ding pots this, unless he moves those reds from the spot, it'll go on the green spot. And you'd think the chances of scoring a few from there would be slim.
$50.
Yeah, as you can see, there's a plant on. It's virtually guaranteed, but as Sean said, it's difficult to score here with a going up and down.
60.
Yep, pot the black and get it back down the table. Get it on the pink spot. That'll be a massive help. So one really good shot away from having a chance here. This certainly wasn't easy when he came to the table. Oh, you can't miss those, Ding.
Ding Junhui 16.
Has been the nature of the opening session, has to be said. Just the odd miss.
Yeah, his unforced error count at 3, and they've been 3 absolute sitters. The first two cost him 2 frames.
What?
What's that one going to cost him?
Yeah, nothing worse when you do it as well. It's, you know, you've done most of the hard work. You've tidied the table up, and you've missed that. Black's going to go on the pink spot, and you give your opponent a very good chance. They hurt.
Eight. No.
Yeah, it's not finished ideal. Couldn't play a little cannon at the top of the table there, so there was a chance he could come up short on this blue. Yeah. Certainly won't be happy with that. So this time, Ding's miss doesn't
Ryan
cost him.
O'Sullivan, 14.
It's a very good safety from Ronnie. Well, can he sneak through? Might cut this. And it did. It was nearly a guide. Shots are nothing available here, though.
One. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Yeah, nicely played. It was simple enough, the escape, but you've still got to get them right. Trying to trap Ding behind the pink there. Just didn't quite catch it thin enough, and possibility of cutting the red closest to the right-hand corner into the left-hand corner.
Might be tempted. It's skinny, but you can cut this in. It's one of those that you better make sure you get it, because you're clipping it so thin, it hits the jaws, it generally stays there. Great pot.
1.
Yeah, this was excellently played, and if the pink passes the green into the yellow pocket, that's a bonus. Long pot success throughout the tournament has been excellent. 40 out of 55 that he's gone for, and he's 8 out of 9 today. Generally,
7.
that's a big clue with Ronnie's game. When he's long games on song, he's very, very dangerous, because we know what he's like in the balls.
8.
A bit of working out to be done here, of course.
50.
No problem getting on the black, but all the reds are quite awkward as they stand.
60.
So, as ever, always interesting to watch how he goes about it. Yep, and he's on.
23.
Nothing. Cannon hasn't worked out at all. So he's had 2 decent visits to the table, but they've not worked out.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 23.
There's a poor shot from Ding. Always a possibility you were cannoning into the other red, and the only place it was going to go was over this corner, so didn't think that one out very well.
1.
But once again, he may not be getting punished.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Playing him behind the green here. Always knew he was going to be moving other reds as well. One's gone towards the corner pocket. That cue ball's near the yellow. Good weight. But he's left a similar clip in red as Ronnie potted before, but he's not interested in it. And if he avoids the green, this is a good line. Great shot.
That's a shot he's particularly proficient at. He looks to play the long direct shot with a bit of run inside, clips the edge. Trying to get in behind that green. I have to say that well, it's a big target in the corner now to get in behind, and one player gets in there, it's going to be a massive advantage because the reds are now in potable position, so could provide dividends. He's trying, not quite enough on the cue ball.
Last time Ding played a shot like this, cross double in the red, cue ball back to balk. He knocked a red onto a red and over the corner pocket. Doesn't want a repeat of that.
Yeah, this one might even be slightly trickier because it'll have double kiss all over it, so Looking like he's playing the pot, is he? What a shot that is. That is absolutely phenomenal. Shot of the match so far.
Yellow ball, thank you. Ding Junhui
Well, when Ronnie played his safety shot, I bet you he can't believe he's coming back to the table in this position. This is a wonderful pot. Felt he had no alternative, but some pot to knock it in.
foul and a miss. Ding Junhui 4.
Well, this is very missable down the cushion. So having the cue ball replaced. Oh no, he's having it cleaned. Sorry.
I'm going to say, would you put him back in here, or would you fancy the shot? Tricky situation, isn't it?
Yeah, personally, I'd have it replaced because I just think these are awkward little cutbacks into what we call a blind pocket. Very missable, this red. Oh, but he's played that so well. He's fully committed as well. Look at the pace he played it. There was no thought of missing it.
A couple of lovely shots there. I say no hesitation from Ding. He was always taking that red, knocked it in. Nice little cannon off the black, so his turn to return the favour, you would think. Ronnie nicked a couple of frames early on. Can Ding do the same to him?
Interested to see what colour Ding plays for off the last red. Needs to avoid it as he pots the black here, but wouldn't be a terrible idea to play up for the pink maybe off this red, but he hasn't gone far enough for that. Would have just made getting to the yellow that little bit easier.
60.
Yeah, and where the green is handy, so you want to leave the green there, so if you do get on the yellow, you've only got to drop it in and the green's available.
$17.
So better be a good shot. Can he miss the pink? No. I'm not too sure about the way he went about that shot. I don't think I could have been playing the cannon on the black there.
24.
And that red. Strange choice.
Ding Junhui 24. Yeah, sure.
And he won't be in love with that one either. There's some great stuff at the moment from both players and some unbelievable pots. The long red from Ding was incredible, but there's a couple of howlers as well.
Cheers, Ronnie. Thank you. Thanks.
Well, he doesn't have the snooker, and Ding can play two shots in one here. Try and pop this yellow in the right-hand corner pocket. If he doesn't get it, try and get that cue ball up behind the pink. Chance here for Ronnie to get the cue ball close to, if not behind, the green. The black will stop the yellow where it is. Get that cue ball coming around the angles. Does he flick the pink and go behind the green? Or does he go in off?
Foul.
That's a little unfortunate, you'd have to say. No real damage done.
Well, he showed an unbelievable piece of cueing earlier in this frame with that long red. This will probably be better. Slightly hampered by the green. Just off straight. And the best part of 11 feet. And he's digging down. This will be a piece of cueing. That was very high tariff.
Two.
Well, this frame could have gone either way so far. Both players have had chances. And this next shot's going to decide this frame's fate, I would suggest. If you can get on the brown from the green. The rest of them are waiting, but it's not easy, this shot, at all.
Five.
Oh, beautifully played. And the great news for Ronnie is, of course, these middle pockets have been pretty tight all week. The fact that blue is so close to the brown, doesn't have to put any weight in the brown. And the blue will be sitting there for him.
9. $14.
How's the pace? Is it enough? Pretty good. So this is a very big ball in the context of this final. Pink for a 4-1 lead.
20.
And then it
On the
goes.
frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
He's happy with that one out of 2.
But he's up against one of the best, so it's a tough ask from here.
It is indeed. Back we go.
Good judgment of pace from O'Sullivan on the break-off, but this red's been left a lot during this week. There's going to be some shot to drop this in for the black. Wonderful shot. Especially with what's gone on so far.
And 4-1 down. Absolutely beautiful piece of cueing.
Eight.
Now,
Junhui 8.
that wasn't the right shot. That was the shot of a desperate man. Really trying to claw something into the match, get himself involved, but I'm afraid that was just the wrong shot. Should have been a safety shot there, and he's gifted this opportunity to O'Sullivan.
1.
Trouble with that shot, of course,
6.
is a double whammy. You know you shouldn't have played it, and your opponent thinks you're getting desperate. Ronnie will see that as a sign of weakness.
7.
Wow. That is so unlucky. Just screwed into the pack like that.
40.
Moved nearly all the reds. In fact, I don't think referee Rob Spencer
I
saw
didn't
the
see
red
it,
drop
sorry.
in.
Okay, yeah.
Was so unlucky. But I suppose on the other hand, a little fortunate not to have left Ding with a ball to go at.
Yeah, far too thick there on the contact. Not like Ronnie to be catching it that thick. Getting anywhere near the blue.
Lucky again to not leave the red over the corner pocket. Was trying to pot it and leave the cue ball way short of the baulk line. So to finish there was a slice of good fortune.
Well, you'll be hoping that red's run down the table far enough so he can clip the one in the corner, and it has. So this is a chance for Ding Junhui.
1.
One good positional shot away from a very good chance.
Well, a good couple of feet away from his intended position.
6.
On this red above and to the right of the black to this left-hand corner pocket. Very, very missable now, this shot. Should have been much easier.
Ding Junhui 6.
Just not at the races today, John.
Not at the moment. It's just, you know, the last shot there, there was just nothing on the cue ball, wasn't it? When it came off the cushion, I was expecting it to fizz down the table, but didn't seem to be anything on it.
One.
Yeah, 1 or 2 worrying signs. He's been very competitive all week. Really gritty, but there's a couple of things happening in this frame. It's not looking good.
Well, the spin he was able to generate off that shot was incredible.
4.
Cue ball seemed to increase in speed after it hit the cushion.
Yeah, it was played
5.
with great fluency, wasn't it? Extra zip. Wasn't the worst cannon. A little bridge over and decent chance.
Just caught that red full in the face, and that's what stopped the cue ball in its tracks. Now
12.
he can still pot this red, but
Yeah,
it's
sure.
extremely difficult.
Yeah, because there's 2 reds behind that cue ball. It makes it trickier. Absolutely nothing you can do with the white on these. You've just got to plain ball
Yeah,
it.
sure. Yeah.
Hard enough as it is. So trying the extended spider. This is far from easy.
Oh, that's well then. Yeah.
Yeah, that extended spider that's just been put away is actually probably a bit too high. Using the rest on top of the spider gives you the same effect, but slightly lower. So you can actually see over the cue. Ronnie just trying to get the tip in the right place.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Ah,
Foul.
and he owned up there to a foul. Just caught the red
Ronnie
whilst he
O'Sullivan,
was
12.
keeping an eye on what he was
4.
doing with the object ball. Just glanced the red. Very easy to do, particularly using multiple pieces of equipment. Oh, he hardly touched it there, but he would have felt that. Rocked it. So take 2 then. These are horrible pieces of equipment to use.
Yeah, it's that second red that's causing all the trouble. It's generally not that bad if there's only 1 ball there, but the other one, because you're so far distance away from the cue ball, it's making it much more difficult. Well done. Well done. It was possible.
Yeah, nice to see O'Sullivan
1.
tapping his knee in the background there to appreciate that. That was very difficult, has to be said. Very, very awkward cueing.
Well, you can't ask for any more, Ding. As I say, he took a shot, I quite agree with you, was a bit desperate to start the frame.
8.
One of the other visits wasn't convincing either, so he's been put in amongst the balls after that excellent shot with the extended spider. Can't argue with this chance. Got to score.
Nine. $60. 70. 24.
He wouldn't mind having that one again. He's finished very low on this red, taking the cue ball away.
25.
Just right side of the blue now, so shouldn't be too much of a trouble to get back down for reds.
$30. 31.
to this black. We'll put Ding 44 points ahead. Just 51 remaining.
Go on, Ding, you're right. Go on.
And he's looking for this red. To leave O'Sullivan needing snookers.
38. 39.
Yeah, well taken. And boy, did he need these. Well, he was certainly rocking a little bit at the start of this frame. This will help the
46.
cause.
Ding Junhui 46.
Well, O'Sullivan
frame.
considered it, but in the end he gives the nod of concession. Ding really needed that frame. Very, very important.
Showing a little bit of grit in that last frame. And we have 2 more to play before the end of this opening session.
Yes, Ding will be feeling a heck of a lot better taking that frame. As for Ronnie, he'll probably be ruining the fact that he finished so awkward and splitting the pack up, leaving that shot he ultimately fouled. But there you go, it's all gone now.
Well, what a shot that is he's picked out. This is incredible. Not just the pot, but to get
Yellow
the
ball.
cue ball underneath the second red so he didn't leave it should he miss it. That was fabulous. Sometimes feel like some shots are worth more than
Ding
one.
Junhui 1.
That's been the tail of the tape so far. Been quite dramatic already this match in just the 6 frames we've had. The only thing we haven't had yet is a century break. Oh, another fantastic pot from Ding Junhui. And this time he's on the colour.
Yeah, you can definitely say his long game has shot up the scale. Some of the long balls he's potted here. And what a split. The only thing is, you may need scaffolding for this one.
40.
It's funny, isn't it? You wouldn't see the extended spider used from one tournament to the next. We've seen it 3 times in 10 minutes.
Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, the multitude of reds to go over, but it was a lot
9.
easier shot than the last one he potted in the last frame. But as I say, all week he's had this determination that when things have started to go wrong, he's kicked in and he's found a bit.
16.
He's doing it again here. Made something happen in this frame, that's for sure.
17. $24.
Just over 15 minutes on average per frame, which is fairly good. As your current match time, they've been playing for just over an hour and a half. And that's a good pace of play.
25.
Yeah, it was never going to be a messy match, this, was it? The two players had too much quality and like to get on with it. Really important visit, this, you feel.
32. Thank you. 33.
It's hard to believe, isn't it, when you watch Ding in full flow as he has been this week, that he's somehow slipped out of the world's elite top 16. To come through qualifiers just to be here this week.
40.
Started in the last 80, beating Daniel Wells 6-4, before beating Robbie Williams 6-3 to get here. And then had the draw to play the defending champion Mark Allen.
41.
And once he got through that match, played some fantastic stuff to find himself in today's final.
$48.
That little cluster of reds as well is not the world's worst.
49.
I was thinking it would be lovely to go into those off the pink, maybe straight down the middle. The split of them would open them up, but he's played this way. And the top one may pot anyway.
Go on, take me right. 56.
Needs another 11 points with these two loose reds.
57.
And Ronnie O'Sullivan will need snookers by the time Ding gets to those 5 that are in that cluster. Does it reach? Does it reach? Goodness me, his heart will have been in his mouth there. That looked for all the world as if it was short.
62.
On its last turn.
$63.
Hmm.
69.
Didn't really get a split right down the middle. Tricky little cutback, this. In she goes. Right shot. You were saying Sean hasn't had a century yet. Here's one coming up.
77.
Taking these superbly well.
78.
And all very much self-made. Go on, Ding, prove me wrong. Yeah, keep going. Deserves to make a century here. It's been a fabulous break, this.
80.
Whatever
80.
happens in the last frame, if it had lost this, and you think 6-2 down to Ronnie going into the final session wouldn't have been very pretty. And even if he doesn't win the last frame, 5-3 down certainly isn't the end of the world. So there's a huge frame for him to win.
87. 94. 95.
Well played, Ding Junhui. Excellent contribution.
102. 105. 109. 114. 114.
Not quite there, but vintage Ding. What a break that was.
Very similar long red to the couple he knocked in the previous frame. Very, very close. Was playing for the black. Don't think he's left anything for O'Sullivan to have a go at. It's been 60 centuries in this tournament this week. It really has been a fabulous barrage of scoring from the players. Massive frame now in the context of the match. 4 each will taste a lot sweeter than 5-3.
Yeah, and it just shows you, it doesn't, this game, no fear of reputations, doesn't care how good you are. When the time Ronnie O'Sullivan played that screw cannon into the pack and landed awkward on that red, he hasn't really had a look at a ball since. Ding was brilliant last frame. It's just amazing how the game can get away from you sometimes with doing absolutely nothing wrong.
Yeah, and having not really featured in the last couple of frames, this is a massive shot. Very, very difficult off the cushion. Playing for the black. Yeah, that was very, very difficult anyway. Now, did that kiss spoil things for Ding Junhui? Can he get through to either red?
Yeah, I think he can certainly have the one that's over the middle. Bridging will be slightly different and difficult, but just make sure you don't touch anything. No, first chance for Ding. And there's at least, well, 4 reds, maybe 5 available.
He'd love to be able to pop this red. Get on the black
6.
and do so in a way that he can just nudge that red that's above the black out of the way, if it's not possible.
7.
Doesn't have that angle this time, so maybe he thinks that red above the black will pot once the black's respotted. Well, does this red go past the black into the other corner? Well, there you see, clearly it does, so
40.
perfectly in position now.
50.
Yeah, and the red that's on the right-hand side, the pack loose, little cannon into that one will leave the red closest to it in the opposite pocket. So nice little cannon here. Well, played the screw back for the loose one first, but it's still an option for the next shot. A little flick on that will just leave you on the bottom red.
22. 23.
Well, he's quite gone far enough, but yeah, he's perfect. And now, because he's a little bit low, he should move a few more reds about. It's all about getting position here, though.
30.
Plays this with power and make sure you land on a colour.
31.
I'm not there.
Well, this cue ball almost stops there, and then the spin gets hold of it and pushes it through those reds. He can still pot this black, but very risky, very missable.
And there's some pressure on this, and he knows it. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
38. Thank you. 39.
Excellent display of courage from Ding Junhui here. Dragged himself up from the floor at 4-1 behind. And it looks for all the world, barring something silly, that he is going to come out of this session 4 frames
46.
apiece with Ronnie O'Sullivan. That didn't look likely an hour ago.
$47.
212 points without reply now. There's evidence of the turnaround in play.
$54. 55.
Yeah, just coming into the danger zone here, where you're just not too many points away from taking the frame. You've got to try and keep that cue ball right under control till you get 75 points or over. Nothing worse when you do all the work and you make a ricket near
62.
this part of the frame and your opponent comes in and clears up, which has happened quite a bit already today, Sean.
Yeah, happened in frame 2 with that missed pink to the right hand middle pocket. Absolute sitter playing the cannon, and it cost him that frame. Next frame he missed a black off the spot, cost him. Just needs to give every shot now maximum concentration.
Thanks, Ding. 63.
So this black will put him 70 points ahead, 75 still remaining, so needs one more red after this black, and Ronnie O'Sullivan will need snookers.
Well, the only way he can't be on one is if he rests on the red.
70.
And guess what?
Touching ball.
He's rested on it. It was a funny choice, wasn't it? You could either play a sort of short and
touching
guarantee
ball.
yourself a pot, or go in a bit firmer and move it. And where he's finished is absolutely horrible.
Yeah, you could easily say that's unlucky. It's not unlucky. That is a really poor shot at a really important stage of this match. You cannot put the cue ball there. What a mistake.
Thanks, Ding.
Taking that
Ding Junhui
opportunity,
seventh.
using the touching ball to try and put the black in a complicated position as O'Sullivan comes back to the table, but he shouldn't have been at the table. This frame should have been over. Don't think that's what Ronnie played. I think he was trying a double to screw back for the black, but he's not left anything simple here for Ding. But this red would seal the frame. Now where's this red going to finish? That wasn't his best piece of cueing by a long way. Got the double kiss on the cue ball.
Yeah, it's the first one of those long pots, and certainly in the last session here, that he's overhit. And that's not going to go in the pocket. He's covered it with the pink. Is it a big hole?
Well, it's incredibly lucky to cover that red behind the pink, having left it dripping over the pocket.
Do you think that's a big hole? Think maybe he can play one of the reds up into the corner and off it?
I'm not sure. I think it's very thin, the one that's to the left of the 5. I'm not sure if the second red in, he can hit enough of it. He's looking at it.
Can you turn that off, please?
You'd think anywhere up the left-hand side of the table just before that red. Don't think that's the right angle. Needs cover.
All right.
Needs cover.
Yeah, played it in quite a clever way, didn't he? There's definitely a chance. He just made sure he got a good cue ball, which he certainly did. Well, I'll be flabbergasted if that's not the end of the frame.
One.
And he lost position when he was 70 points, sticking on that red. But you have to say, aside from that, what a wonderful response this has been from Ding Junhui.
Yeah.
And Ronnie's laughing at him
Six
and
in
shakes
the
his hand
frame.
and says, "That's enough. I'll see you later on, pal."